Insane chaos on paternity court.
I'm not communicating with you. I'm communicating with your son.
I'm his mom, though.
You're not being truthful.
Right. Be honest.
Be
Tell
honest.
the truth.
You covering your son ass.
Let's get some order.
You stand there right there and just watch her, man, with no kind of emotions, knowing that she's struggling with your son.
Because I know where it's coming from.
Try to give up what I give up. That's when you call yourself a father,
boy,
bro.
that's not mine.
Paying child support for a kid who's not even yours is like buying a ticket to a concert for a band you don't even like. And you don't want to have that experience, right? Well, Mr. Portis was in quite a similar situation. He'd been paying child support for Miss Middlebrook's daughter, whom he believes is not his.
It started about 2 years ago. I started paying child support, $75 for this baby, and I never knew if she was mine or not. We never took a DNA test. We tried to, but it didn't go through.
Don't you have to get a DNA before you can be put on child support?
We went
You
together.
didn't show up to court twice.
It was once.
You paying child support for this baby?
Yes. Thousands of dollars.
But you say you've never had a DNA test?
No.
According to Miss Middlebrooks, she became pregnant a few months into her relationship with Mr. Portis. However, Mr. Portis denies paternity and claims that they stopped communicating shortly after she became pregnant. But wait right there, as our plaintiff did mention another dude in the picture.
What was your relationship with this other guy?
We were dating.
When?
Before Brian Portis.
So you dated him before you dated Mr. Portis?
Yes.
But when you met
And
Mr.
then he went away and we broke up.
He went away, you all broke up, then you started dating Mr. Portis?
Yes.
How soon after you and Mr. Portis started dating did you find out you were pregnant?
A month or two later.
A month?
Did you just hear what she said? How old are you people? Judging by the looks, they ain't old enough to decide that. However, Mr. Portis mentioned a letter sent to his ex-boyfriend by Miss Middlebrooks claiming that he's not the father. One wonders why the rush, you ask. Well, now her aunt is coming to the rescue.
I took her to the hospital. She found out she was like a month pregnant. The other guy that they talking about, a letter did go out to him and she told him that she was pregnant and he's not the father. We didn't know anything about this guy here. We only knew about the other guy at the time.
But wait, Miss Middlebrooks, you knew about this guy, Mr. Portis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Auntie. A friendly reminder, just a little tint of your testimony will not help Miss Middlebrooks win fans. You'll gotta do better than that. For instance, when Judge Lake asked Mr. Portis about the pregnancy, it looks like this session took a turn towards the south.
I didn't really believe her at first, honestly.
Why do you think she'd lie?
I don't know.
Unfold your arms.
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't know why she would lie. I didn't believe it at the time.
So you didn't believe it?
No.
When did it become real?
I pulled up to her house one day and I saw that she had a little bump, so I knew it was real.
Oh, so wait.
Turn your volumes down, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't your backyard. Well, these allegations are going to take us anywhere other than despair. But hold on to those mobile screens, paternity peeps, as our Mr. Portis here explains the climax of his doubts. Oh, man.
Her ex that she was dealing with had contacted me on Facebook. He was basically saying like, Jasmine, does she have you on child support and stuff like that? And I'm like, yeah, she does. He was like, that's crazy because I'm taking care of her too. So it's like, he was in her life, like he was there, like holding her and, you know what I'm saying, having a relationship with her.
But you were the one on child support.
Well, this drama just keeps on getting better and better. When the aunt was asked when Miss Middlebrooks found out she was pregnant, she was labeled as being the father. She said something that made us all jump to the conclusion. What an emotional wreck!
Was there some point where you told Mr. Portis that he was not the biological?
No, I never told him he was not the dad.
Did she ever tell you you were not the dad, Mr. Portis?
Yes, Your Honor. She told me that I wasn't the biological father. She told me to stay out their life, don't talk to her, don't be in Ava's life, don't do none of that.
I told you if you're gonna jump in and out, you might as well stay away.
Therefore,
When have
I
you
stopped talking to
been
them.
able
I
to
don't
be
talk to
in our
them. I don't
life?
do none of that.
Oh, wow. There's no way they can come back from this one. And with all that testimony recorded, Judge Lake finally gets to play scientist and read out the DNA results. Amidst all the chaos, of course. It was the only way to bring closure to this lovely little dispute between lovebirds.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Portis, you are the father. You are Ava's father.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That is your beautiful little girl.
Appreciate it.
The paranoia in this one was real. Mr. Burns believed a woman was trapping him into paying child support for a baby he believed was not his. What? However, he might be delusional, but his concern was she was already pregnant when they were on a first date. Let's find out.
John, I haven't done much because I don't believe that Mime is my son. But I'm still trying to do things like I invite them over to come and, you know, chill, watch movies, or
You don't invite me over. I tell you.
And why are you inviting him over if he's not your child?
I mean, she often, you know.
4-month-old baby don't want to watch a movie. 4-month-old baby.
It's not because.
Now, isn't that a new one? Yeah, right, you don't want to sign the birth certificate, but you do want to invite him over for some Netflix and chill? Looks like you want to make the baby a free pass to be with baby mama. Come on, just listen to Miss Jarquin's brother. He might explain it to you better.
I'm saying that I've been with my sister 24/7. I was there since she met him. Ever since they got together and I found out that she was pregnant, she said it in front of him. So he been knew she was pregnant because he moved in with us. But yeah, I seen her taking care of him.
And then I did
get
tell her
don't
that
buy
I don't
nothing for him.
believe.
He needs to buy
I don't
things for
believe.
you. So he been knew she was pregnant. He just lying because he don't want to step up because he already got 2 kids with her.
Now, isn't that one hell of a protective brother she's got there? According to our plaintiff, Mr. Burns was nothing but a deadbeat. Oh boy, Mr. Burns, here's a piece of advice. You better stop being one before her brother makes you dead meat. Anyway, let's just focus back on the session.
So that's sacrifices that I wish he would do, but he doesn't want to do it. Well, you know what? I told him, worry about it. You got me. I'm happy to do it. I'm sorry?
It's not my son.
Dude, you don't want to step up to the plate. He
He's
looks
not
just
my
like you,
son.
man. He looks just like you. Everybody sees him like he looks just like Sean.
It's funny that he would sit here now today and saying that it's not his son. Why would he sit there and tell my family, oh yes, this is my son. I can see the resemblance.
You just heard that right. The plaintiff claimed he acknowledged the baby at first and denied it later. What's happening? No one's explained their real concerns. Expect a round of allegations. So how about we just listen to the doubts? All right, here's the juicy part we've all been waiting for.
We did sleep the first day, yes.
Was it protected sex?
No, ma'am.
How is it you can know for certain this isn't your child?
I have a timeline.
Please step over.
Okay, so my first day going over her house was July 6th, and we had sex that night. And a couple weeks later, on the 27th, she tells me that she's pregnant 3 weeks later.
Okay, you know what's the first thought of a man after an incident like that? It was quick. But hey, wait, the exhibition wasn't over yet. Another important detail is yet to be discussed. Just see for yourself how Mr. Burns develops his theory.
September came, and she went to the doctor on the 14th. You know, the doctor tell her that she's 12 weeks and 6 days, right? I go back 12 weeks and 6 days. I come to find out that I only been knowing her 10 weeks. So that confirms my first thought. Oh, she already been pregnant, you know?
Okay.
Whoa! Our defendant here also explains the doubts about the baby mama being promiscuous and dating a man before him. But as usual, these allegations are bluntly denied. However, there was just one person who's been missing from the picture. And guess who that is? Yep, Mr. Burns' witness. Let's see what she has to say.
Apparently she has doubts as well, because when we talked about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we met in person and she said, if it is his, I just want to take full custody. I want to put him on child support. I don't want him to have anything to do with the baby.
She said if
Your Honor, she said if, and then when you say if, that means you are unsure, correct?
Well now, paternity peeps, even I'm paranoid. I'm not sure if the baby's gonna be Mr. Burns's or not, but my heart says Team Burns. So how about we just fast forward to the DNA test result and be a peacemaker to Miss Jarquin?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Burns, you are the father.
I know now, you know, and I'm gonna treat him and I'm gonna love him, you know. I'm gonna be there for him, as long as she let me.
Well, if sisters' love isn't the best thing in the world, sharing those nail polish, clothes, and even sometimes your boyfriends. What did I say? My bad. Well, what happened to these two sisters in today's paternity court? One believes the man across her podium is her father, and the other one says, hold on, sis, don't go singing daddy just yet.
Mr. Hardin actually came to our house in Minnesota and with his 2 sisters, in which we all just spent the day together. And the last I recall, I was 11 years old and my sister Kiera was 10.
11, and you're 26 now.
Correct.
15 years ago is the last time you saw him?
Correct.
Oh, that's heart-shattering. The alleged daddy has been MIA for so many years. Talk about some responsibility. But hold on before you judge the man. He's been paying his child support. let's just figure out what actually went down in their lives.
I actually caught Miss Gannell after I had to go out of town for a funeral. My first daughter was 6 weeks old. I came in from out of town for my aunt's funeral. I came home early to find Miss Gannell gone. Another lady was in the house. She threw the baby in my arm and ran out the door, Your Honor.
What is this testimony? And where were we, Mr. Hardin? Was it the paternity ward or your home, saying women handed over the baby and ran out like that? All right, fine. The mama was a wild goose. But what led you to doubt the paternity of your eldest daughter?
When you found out she was pregnant, did you think the baby was yours?
There was a possibility, Your Honor, but
You only felt there was a possibility?
Yes, because she had slept with 2 of my friends prior to that. Shanice had already been born 6 weeks. So between that time, I waited. I didn't want to, deal with the situation, so I got away from her. About a month later, we got back together, and then she told me that she was pregnant.
Okay, the main concern was the mother sleeping with 2 of your friends. Talk about some quality benefits from friends. Oh man, who needs enemies when you have friends like that? However, this claim had to be refuted, so here's Miss Gannell stating her version of the truth.
When I first got pregnant, he was excited about it. He also, like I said, had another woman pregnant. She was pregnant a month before me.
Were you sleeping with anybody else during that window of conception?
When we first got together, no. But prior to that, like I said, I was with somebody. So there is
a possibility.
And I told him that.
With that being said, the oldest child's birth certificate had no daddy listed. But if the daddy wasn't listed, why did Mr. Hardin end up paying child support for the 2 girls, which amounted to $90,000? Feels like the mother had her way with the man, paying child support. But hold on, let's take the girls' opinions on this.
I'm trying to explain it right now. Last year we went to court about this. I begged the court to please give me a paternity test.
You took me to court last year to modify your child support payment.
I tried.
It's all about the money. The money. When you started paying child support payments, that's when you wanted DNA tests. You didn't have none of this before.
The desperation in the courtroom was the real deal. Further testimony also revealed that the daughters were also willing to pay for the paternity test, but Mr. Hardin looked like he drank from the fountain of youth and denied he was ever asked.
We went our whole life. He's been calling us our dad. He's been saying he loved us, he missed us, he wants to see us. He's never in our whole life denied us until now.
Your Honor, I don't know. I've never actually denied them.
Yes, you have.
I haven't. I have never denied them. I'm right in the middle because I don't know.
On several occasions, the father was told that the babies didn't belong to Mr. Hardin. Along with the money allegations, the alleged daughters have been told. So how about we go to the results and see if the mother was faithful to the man or not? It was time to end the 2-decade doubts in just 5 seconds.
When it comes to Shanice Gannell, Mr. Hardin, you are her father.
I told you.
When it comes to Kiera Gannell, Mr. Hardin, you are her father.
I told you.
Okay, so how would you feel if the man you've been calling dad for years didn't acknowledge you to be his child? As a matter of fact, he had done an amazing job keeping the paternity question alive. Well, we are about to find this out from Miss Smith, who faces a similar situation.
When he wants something, I'm his daughter. When he don't get what he wants, I'm not his daughter. He just been a big absence in my life.
And I read in the court papers that it hurts you that no one's on your birth certificate.
It hurt me so bad because I don't want to have a family of my own because he been denying me my whole life.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. However, the alleged daddy told Judge Lake about his hit-it-and-quit-it relationship with the mother, and both of them were living a fast life at that time. Dear Mr. Lewis, let me remind you, you just said the climax for the baby-making recipe.
I came back to Cleveland, Ohio. I ran to another friend of mine. He said that Liz had a daughter, baby girl, and it's supposed to be your daughter. We went up there, and when we went up there, there was a conflict going on between Liz and her mother. I asked Liz, let's talk, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? They ain't had nowhere to go. I took Brittany to my home.
That's commendable.
Mr. Lewis admitted to caring for Miss Smith on and off since she was 3 or 4 days old, up until she was around 10 or 11. Now, isn't that a ton of responsibility? It means the alleged daddy had more tale to deliver on why he suddenly switched. You wouldn't believe what he did next.
You know who her father is? Could you get this to her, please? Yeah, tell me about it, Your Honor. Yeah, tell
You
me.
believe this is her biological father?
That is her father. You know why I say that? Because that's for the simple fact, because I caught him and her mom having sex.
First of all, how do you know this man?
That is my great uncle.
Oh, filled with some juice, isn't it? Now that explains the years-long doubt. But hold on, let's just go into the details as to what actually went down. Here is Mr. Lewis explaining the colorful days of Miss Smith's Big Mama. You're in for a feast.
The door was cracked, it was open, I walk in. The bed is sitting right there, right in front of the door. It's a small apartment. Smack it, they getting it. He turned around and looked and see me. She raised her head up. All I did was look and shook my head and walked out.
Mr. Lewis, you're saying you walked in and she was in bed with your uncle?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what's happening here? Miss Smith's mother had slept with Mr. Lewis's uncle? Damn, what a family reunion. But what his ex-wife is going to say next, well, that's definitely going to raise an eyebrow on whether there's something hidden between the lines or not. Just listen to what she has to say.
Did he tell you when he brought you the baby, this is my daughter or this might be my daughter?
He said it was his daughter.
All right.
Oh.
You never looked at her and said, well, no, she doesn't look like you to me. She's not yours. You didn't doubt it?
No, I did not. I doubted several times, but I didn't really doubt it because she looked like him.
Mr. Lewis's other daughter was also with Miss Smith and claiming her to be her sister, calling her dad a paternity denier as she herself got tested and the results came out positive. Feels like our man here does have some trust issues. Just have a glimpse.
Brittany, how does it feel in this moment to stand between two beautiful women, say, regardless, you're still going to be their family?
I just feel so numb to the point where my whole body just feels like it's flatlined.
You've been waiting for 25 years.
Yes.
You can't remember a time when you didn't have this doubt.
No.
Poor Miss Smith had been living with the doubt for so long. Can you imagine the anticipation in her heart? The fear of being left alone, and the pain she might have felt every day. Well, now was the time for her to breathe in the clear air and set the record straight. So, here are the paternity results.
Mr. Lewis, you are not the father.
Oh,
Bam.
God.
Tie down. That's our father right there. That's him right there.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
You truly thought this was your biological father.